And a typical story would be something like, look, Ashley, there's a bully in our workplace. He picks on people, he targets them, he calls them names, he belittles them in front of others, and it's not just him. He's a ringleader. You get other people around him, especially a group of cronies, and they're just the worst. And it's not just me. Other people see this behavior, and I'm not the only target. Before me, there was somebody else. Nobody did anything when it was that guy, and I said the wrong thing one day, and now he's turning on me, and nobody cares. And look, I went to management, and I told them about this, and they said, well, go speak to him directly. And I thought, what, are they crazy? That's what got me into this mess. If I could go speak to him directly, then I wouldn't call him a bully. He's intimidating me. He's scary. Because in fact, what got me in trouble is that I went to talk to him directly and about some comment that he had on the project, and he told me to F off. Well, what can I do about that? I'll never speak to him again about that. That's no good. Nobody cares. Nobody's dealing with him. That's the emotion that we often hear from people who are experienced workplace bullying. Totally get that. Regardless of whether you're just recognizing that this is a pattern of behavior that's problematic, or whether or not you've started or in the middle of or have just completed a workplace bullying investigation, which in BC at least is happening a lot recently. The sense of fear and helplessness and isolation people feel in the face of bullying and all of the processes around it can be quite overwhelming. So first, we'd like to say and applaud you for speaking up. Absolutely, everybody has the right in a workplace to a safe, healthy, and productive work environment. Any behavior that gets in the way of that, no matter what label you put on it, needs to stop. And of course, here at Proactive, we specialize in direct conversations. We encourage direct conversations because it's definitely the simplest, most effective and constructive way to deal with any difficult behavior. So while they're really uncomfortable to have these difficult conversations, or at least they can be, having those, especially in the first, second incidents with low-level behaviors, is part of our responsibility. It's part of our job to deal with bad behavior professionally and respectfully with good behavior, looking to address it between us one-on-one. No matter what level of behavior you're facing, we always encourage on the first instance to speak to that person directly. So that could be, could you please not roll your eyes when I say something? All the way up to a behavior like, back up, put that down, and please stop yelling at me. So regardless of the behavior you're facing, direct conversations can help you make that situation better in the moment. And we totally get that if you've done that repeatedly and the behavior continues, you're going to go and look for help. And it makes sense. We encourage you. We want you to go and get help from your supervisor, your manager, your union representative, your HR advisor. They can utilize different tools when we've clearly run out of effect with our own. And yet there's some things about going to get help that we just want to flag for you so that you don't go in blindly. First, when we go to get help from union members, supervisors, managers, and we say, look, I don't know what else to do, can you help me with this problem? We do lose influence over the processes they choose to help us. So said another way, sometimes the help that we want isn't the help that we get. These processes that they use, mediation, negotiation, facilitated discussions, workplace investigations, grievances, these processes range from uncomfortable to invasive. So we do need to know that. Next, these processes can be slow. And rightly so. The responsibility to practice due diligence from the investigation all the way through to any disciplinary action that comes out of it can make the process seem long and arduous. For again, for good reason, because everybody has the right to fair process and usually the right to an opportunity to respond well. The next challenge with asking for help is that these processes can affect other relationships outside of the immediate dynamic. So if it's an investigation, for instance, your colleagues might be called in to, I don't want to say testify, but to speak as witnesses. And absolutely, in any process, the stress that we experience can be